Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So, I am your host and host, Shraddhanjali. You all know me. So, today I am literally glad to have with me one of a beautiful, so many taglines she is having. Beautiful individual, Anu Gupta. So, she is a psychological counselor, a RDI consultant, and a trainer. So, we are glad to have her in our platform who would be discussing all the thing which surrounds RDI. So, hi Anu Gupta ji, how are you? I hope you are doing
Hello,
well.
Shraddha. Thank you so much for this warm welcome. Thank
Thank you,
you.
and I'm literally glad that you have agreed to come up and talk about, like, not to talk about, but you have given me your time from your busy time schedule, and also not to forget that she is also a mother.
Thank
She
you so
doesn't
much.
even look like a mother. Now, the time when she said me that she is a mother, I was like, huh? My
Acha,
expression was, huh? Ha,
Shraddha,
literally. So I was
young
like, oh,
lagi. इतनी
you
भी
are
young
well
नहीं.
mentored.
So much, Shraddha,
Okay,
for your kind words. Pleasure is all mine. Tell me.
thank you. So today we are going to deep down with this beautiful topic. So I just wanted to know one thing, like what exactly is what we understand, what exactly is ASD, autism spectrum disorder? What you are going to tell me, ma'am?
Okay. So, um, as per DSM-5, I'm not going to technicalities. Okay. So I now in DSM-5 they have also um, Asperger's is also part of ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder. Now, as the name suggests, it is a spectrum, okay, and a disorder, not a disease. This is something to really be very careful about. So, every dot in the spectrum, Shraddha, itself a spectrum. ठीक है, ये बहुत बड़ा स्पेक्ट्रम है. So when we speak about it, um, इसलिए इसको एकदम से बात करना कि ये ऑटिज्म है नहीं है थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. अगर हम एसेस करें तो हम सब कहीं ना कहीं स्पेक्ट्रम में आएंगे. ठीक है. सो इसलिए इसको हम पिन पॉइंट करके नहीं बोल सकते हैं. एंड इट इज़ नॉट अ डिजीज. तो बहुत बार क्या होता है जब ऑटिज्म डायग्नोज होता है, एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड दिस वरी ऑफ पेरेंट्स where they feel कि they will do certain things and the child will be treated and will be out of spectrum. So it is not a disease. This is something, the first thing I want to say. Now, coming to what is autism. So, it is a neurosocial disorder, I would say. So, why neural? And I'll just go a little deep here. So, as far as brain is concerned, the structural part is absolutely as well, placed as any neurotypical's brain. So neurotypical क्या होता है? बहुत बार, and I just want to educate also here a little, because बहुत बार लोग बोलते हैं कि normal बच्चे और autism बच्चे. So we don't use the word normal. Who defines what is normal, right? So we use the word neurotypical and neurodivergent. Okay. Now neurodivergent is again a very big umbrella, and I will be talking about autism here. So far, so good, right? Now, as I said, autism is a neurosocial disorder where brain is similar to what neurotypicals have. And there are some images taken, fMRIs are taken, where one task was given to a neurotypical individual and one autism spectrum individual. And they found that while doing that activity, the areas of brain that got lit up in neurotypical brain were bigger, larger as compared to ASD brain. तो जो लाइट ऑन हुए वो सब वो एरियाज में हुए, लेकिन बहुत छोटे 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 डॉट्स थे. जबकि उस एक्टिविटी को करने के लिए जो न्यूरोटिपिकल ब्रेन में एक्टिविटीज हुई वो बहुत ज्यादा थी. सो इट इज अ न्यूरल डिसऑर्डर. न्यूरोलॉजिकल वी कैन से पाथवेज जो होते हैं, न्यूरल पाथवेज वो उतने एक्टिवेटेड नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन ब्रेन के स्ट्रक्चर में कोई चेंज नहीं होता है. ठीक है. अब होता क्या है कि इसमें जो इसका इम्पैक्ट कैसे पड़ता है, इंटरैक्शंस में, कम्युनिकेशन में, लर्निंग्स में, ठीक है, बिहेवियर्स में. एज आई सेड, इट इज अ स्पेक्ट्रम, सो एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज डिफरेंट. सब में सब चीज होगा उतना ही होगा, नहीं। 1 to 10 के स्केल पे कोई चीज 9 होगा, कोई चीज 2 होगा, कोई चीज होगा ही नहीं प्रॉब्लम। सो इट इज जस्ट, ऐसी कोई चेकलिस्ट नहीं होती ये हाँ जी है। सबका अपना अपना एक बैंडविड्थ होगा, कोई चीज कम कोई चीज ज्यादा। सो दिस हैज टू बी केप्ट इन माइंड, okay? But what happens in communication usually, so what I will be talking about here is usually, it is not a hard fast rule. Now in communication, the child or an individual can be verbal or non-verbal. Many times it is seen that even if they are verbal, they find it difficult to hold a conversation. They find it difficult to interpret what is being said. So usually हम लोग बहुत सारा चीज in between lines भी पढ़ते हैं ना, but they find it difficult to understand in between lines. So suppose you will ask me something और मैं गुस्से में बोलूंगी हाँ कर लो, तुम्हें तो सुनना ही नहीं है मेरा, बात कर लो. So what I mean is मत करो, you know, but I'm saying हाँ ठीक है करो. So they will understand कि बोल दिया करो. Many times, okay? No hard and fast rule again. Now coming to social interaction challenges. Difficulty in reading facial expressions of others. As I said, उनको cues थोड़ा कम समझ में आते हैं कभी कभी. सीधी बात करो they understand. थोड़ा इधर उधर they find it difficult. Sarcasm कई बार नहीं समझ पाते हैं. Jokes तो in between lines वाला बात जब आ जाता है तो थोड़ा they find it difficult. They might find it difficult to express their emotions or understand others' emotions. Okay, it's again as I said, they might, not they will. They might. Repetitive behaviors होते हैं, in terms of they may be repeating some words or some behaviors. ऐसा है ये ग्लास यहाँ रखना है तो मैं यहीं रखूंगा, एक फिक्सेशन होता है, ठीक है. अब वो अलग अलग चीजों में बहुत न्यूरोटिपिकल्स को भी होता है. So again, it is a fine line, you know, we have to see. Sensory, so anything under or over stimulation, they find it very difficult. जैसे किसी को लाइट से प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, थोड़ा साउंड, जैसे माई डॉटर शी इज ऑन द स्पेक्ट्रम, आई एम अ पेरेंट ऑफ अ चाइल्ड ऑन द स्पेक्ट्रम, सो शी फाइंड्स इट डिफिकल्ट विद लाउड साउंड्स. ठीक है, इनिशियली तो उनको कुकर का भी आवाज से, मिक्सी का साउंड से भी प्रॉब्लम होता था, बट वी हैव कम लॉन्ग वे, नाउ शी इज ओके विद दीज साउंड्स. बट कोई क्रैकर होता है ना, सो शी फाइंड्स इट वेरी डिफिकल्ट. तो कोई चीज का साउंड, टेस्ट, स्मेल कुछ भी ओवरवेलमिंग हो सकता है, ठीक है. They find it very difficult to make transition from one state to another state, Shraddha. Even a small thing, गीले से सूखा, सूखे से गीला. You know, when you have bath and on a dry skin, you just pour water. This can also be overwhelming to some individuals. So transition from one state to another can be very difficult for them. So these are some of the ways it is expressed or they find it challenging. So if I really have to go little ahead, extension of it, how will you know जब बच्चे छोटे हैं बहुत, how the parents can make out the child is on the spectrum or not, or at least to see something is off. एक होता है आई कांटेक्ट, बच्चा आपकी तरफ देखता है. एक होता है when you call their names, they respond. Usually by 9 months तक माना जाता है कि they know their name and they start responding to it. So sometimes children on the spectrum, they find it difficult and they don't respond to their names. As I said, difficulty in transition. आप कुछ कर रहे हो, आप बोलते चलो अब घर चलो. They can't take it. You know, not engaging in simple games like peekaboo. When you see a small child, when you start playing peekaboo, when you say cha, they giggle, they laugh. But sometimes even simple games like this, they find it difficult to engage. The response is not seen many a times. Bye bye. They start waving their hands. They start pointing out, I want to go there, you know. So these hand gestures are also usually not seen. They like to arrange things in order. Line से कुछ arrange करेंगे बैठ के. Cars हैं तो lines arranged होंगी. Candles arranged होंगी तो line से होंगी. तो arranging in order. Stimming. So many times they just flap their hands or they do like this, stimming. or very young child may just, this is called stimming. This is one of their ways to regulate themselves. So if you see any of these, it could be a cue, you know, and you can take the child for assessment. I hope I
Thank you
gave.
so much, ma'am. Yes, you at least people right now can understand what exactly is autism spectrum disorder and what are the signs of that uh, disease, not disease, it's a disorder because people tend to have a confusion that disease kya hota hai, disorder kya hota hai. So thank you, Anu ma'am, for giving this lovely insight. Now I would love to have that insight about what exactly is RDI, and I was going into internet and your video, how it differs from ABA. We all know that ABA is only for autism. So, what exactly is RDI and how it differs?
Okay. So yeah, thank you for asking this question because RDI is still catching up, and many people now know actually. So I'm wearing this because my dog is barking. So yeah. So RDI is relationship development intervention, and it is by Dr. Gutstein from the US. It's quite popular now in the US and many other countries. India में भी अब काफी parents ले रहे हैं RDI program. And I'll give you a little brief about it, and I will go little technical, not to overwhelm audience, but थोड़ा समझने के लिए थोड़ा सा background. So when, and you being psychologist, you will understand also what I'm trying to say here. So what happens is when the child is in the uterus, any child, and when the growth of mammals, I'm talking about mammals, especially human beings here, sorry, the first brain that develops is right brain. Left brain abhi nahi develop hua hota hai. The first brain, the hemisphere which starts developing is right. And right is more about emotions, feelings, you know that, right? Making relationships. And लेफ्ट ब्रेन जो है वो इट टेक्स 6-7 years तक डेवलप होता है, एंड इवन आफ्टर दैट प्री फ्रंटल कॉर्टेक्स को तो 20s तक डेवलप होता रहता है. सो राइट ब्रेन अभी डेवलप हो रहा है जहाँ पे रिलेशनशिप्स, वार्मथ, इवन इफ यू गो बाय अटैचमेंट स्टाइल एंड एवरीथिंग, ये सब चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट है राइट ब्रेन के लिए, राइट? एंड दिस इज सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर अस एज मैमल्स बिकॉज हम लोग, वी आर ट्राइब पीपल, वी डोंट लिव इन आइलैंड्स. हम लोग ग्रुप पीपल हैं, हम लोग अकेले नहीं रहते हैं. And this is how our nervous system feels safe, to be surrounded by people, to have relationships, meaningful relationships, to feel secure, right? Now this is developing pura hua nahi, and then uske baad the child is, suppose at the age of 2-3 is diagnosed with autism. Now what happens? The whole focus is shifts on the left brain. Usko sikhao, skill sikhao, ये सिखाओ वो सिखाओ, लर्निंग, कॉग्निटिव, ये डेवलप भी नहीं हुआ है अभी पूरी तरह, लेफ्ट ब्रेन, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ यूजुअली इट इज डन थेरेपीज, राइट? बट इन आरडीआई इट इज अ बेस लाइन कि पहले आप बच्चे से रिलेशनशिप बनाना सीखें. जो बच्चे के माइलस्टोन्स मिस हुए हैं, लाइक आई सेड पीक अ बू गेम, अ वेरी सिंपल गेम, एंड वो एंगेजमेंट नहीं हुआ, इट्स nobody's fault. It's not parents' faults, it's not the child's faults either. But having said so, it's very important to understand that these milestones were missed to make the basic bond with the caregivers. Now, even if the stranger comes, एक हम न्यूरोटिपिकल बच्चे का भी बात करें, and the child looks at the mother कि मैं इससे बात करूं कि नहीं, he tries to make sense of it. मम्मी गुस्सा है क्या, मम्मी हंस रही है क्या? If you would have seen those strange face experiments and all, right, by means in Mary Ainsworth के, so you know how the child wants to see those expressions from mother, right? So these are very important for our build, पूरा लाइफ के लिए जो हमारे रिलेशनशिप्स वहां बनते हैं. सो दिस इज व्हाट आरडीआई डज बेसिकली. तो वो जो बेसिक फाउंडेशन मिसिंग है ना, दैट इज बीइंग फॉर्म्ड बाय दिस. एंड देन जब ये फाउंडेशन है तो स्किल तो आ ही जाएगा. Skills are very important, we are not discounting any of it, but we are not focusing on it. We are focusing on relationship. I know personally people or individuals who have studied so much, they have done everything, 10th किया, 12th किया, graduation किया, अभी PG भी कर रहे हैं, but they are not able to sustain any job, they are not able to work anywhere. क्योंकि कहीं पे भी काम करने के लिए तो आपको रिलेशनशिप, वो बातचीत वो करना पड़ेगा ना, इवन इफ यू आर नॉन वर्बल ऑल्सो, वो सोशल नॉर्म्स में फिट होना पड़ेगा ना. वो स्किल्स नहीं है तो पढ़ाई का स्किल विल नॉट सफाइस. ये स्किल है और पढ़ाई नहीं भी हुआ है तो भी हो जाएगा. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? या
Yes, absolutely.
या सो दिस इज व्हाट आरडीआई डज. And so it's called relationship development intervention. So once you start building the relationship with the parents, so it's my parents job basically, not the child's job, so it is my job to make this relationship with my child. जब मेरे से उसका रिश्ता बनेगा, फादर से बनेगा, फिर घर में जो हाउस हेल्प्स आती हैं उनसे बनेगा, नेबर्स से बनेगा, स्कूल के टीचर्स से बनेगा, धीरे धीरे यू एक्सपैंड, राइट? मेरे से आपका रिश्ता नहीं है, हाउ कैन आई एक्सपेक्ट माई चाइल्ड टू हैव रिलेशनशिप्स आउटसाइड? फ्रेंडशिप्स वो बाहर कैसे बनाएगा बच्चा? उसको सिखाया ही नहीं है कैसे बनना है. हमने राइट ब्रेन पे काम ही नहीं किया है. आई लॉस्ट यू श्रद्धा, आई लॉस्ट यू आई थिंक.
Ha, you are audible.
Okay, I couldn't see you, I just lost
No,
you.
no, you are, no. It's audible.
So just to tell you that this is what RDI does, and it does actually much more. मैंने बहुत brief में बहुत ही tip of the iceberg
Hmm.
बताया है to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I also at some time I look at my mother that whether I'm telling right or wrong, and it's like this. Still, my friends or colleagues, and in fact, my teacher said to me that Shraddhaji, you are almost in your 30s and you still look at your mother. I said, yeah. That I was relating that when you were saying that the child look at the mother, I could very well relate with me that, yeah, I in fact look at my mother still now. Like today in the morning, I was saying something and I was looking at her from here like this. So I can understand. So, ma'am, I just want my curiosity developed one more thing that, as you said, RDI is more with the parents. So, what role does the parents play in this process?
Shraddha, I'm losing you because your voice is not so clear. I'm losing you.
Am I audible now?
You are audible, but the voice is not clear.
Uh, is it clear right now?
Yeah, please repeat what you said last.
Yeah, I just wanted to know one thing. As you, ma'am, said that RDI, you develop the relationship with the parents. So, what role the parents play over here in this RDI process?
Oh, this is lovely question. Thank you for asking. So, Shraddha, this is one of the major things we believe that, as I said, the caregivers, the bond with the caregivers is a foundation, right? We believe that parents are the guide to their child, and when they make this bond, they work with the child, um, and the gaps, the milestone, the developmental gaps, the social gaps, which are, which were there, they fill it, right? So what happens in other therapies is like, when you take the child to another therapy, any therapy it could be, I will not name the therapies right now, but yes, there are the therapies where you take the child, the therapy will work with the child, and you bring the child back home, right? But in RDI, we equip the parents, we educate the parents, and they are not therapists to the child. This is the beauty. See, the whole world can be therapist. Parents तो एक सेट ही है ना, वो भी therapist हो जाएंगे तो parents कहाँ हैं फिर बच्चे के पास? If they also go in that therapy mode, right? So for it is so important to understand that parents का role parents का है, and they have to do limit setting, they have to do many things as a parent, and it is not only limited to child on the spectrum, it is limited to any child. I mean, it expands to any child. कोई भी बच्चा है उसको हम सिखाते हैं, लिमिट सेटिंग करते हैं, तरीका होता है. सो ये सब जो चीज़ है यहाँ पे पेरेंट बहुत खूबसूरती से करते हैं. So parents, so via consultant, suppose I am the consultant and then I guide the parents and they work with their child. Okay. So the bond of their child and them is so strong. And then वो जो फाउंडेशन बनती है और बच्चा सेफ फील करता है, सिक्योर्ड फील करता है, एंड देन द एंजाइटी ऑफ द चाइल्ड कम्स डाउन एंड देन उसके ऊपर बिल्ड होता है सब. अगर मैं भी एंजाइटी में हूँ, मैं पेरेंट हूँ और मैं अपने बच्चे को, उसको भी एंजाइटी तो है ही, और फिर मैं और उसको इंस्ट्रक्ट करती जाऊं, ये करो वो करो ये लिखो ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करो, इट रियली डजंट वर्क. बच्चा परेशान होके कर देगा, बट इज इट हेल्पफुल in long term is the question. So as a parent, I don't want my child to do because I ask her to do. I want her to think, not कि ये यहाँ रखो तो उसने रख दिया, ये कर दो तो कर दिया, because I asked. I don't want that compliance. I want my child to think, why should I do it? Should I do it or not? I don't want to do it, and have a reason why not to do it. That's where we come from. So parents का तो बहुत ही बड़ा रोल है इसमें, बहुत ही बड़ा, and we can talk more about it as we go.
Definitely. Now my interest develops more. Like it's such a beautiful process or beautiful therapy because other uh, therapies are not like this. Like in RDI, what I can understand, you as a consultant train the parents more than the babies. So it's such a beautiful therapy. I
And
just want.
eventually, yes,
Hmm.
thank you. And you know what happens is also eventually once you start working with the child and the child understands and that bond builds up, the anxiety comes down. Eventually the other therapies also wean off. In many cases, most of the cases we have seen the child was going to OT, occupational therapist जा रहा है बच्चा, speech therapy जा रहा है बच्चा, कोई cognitive therapy जा रहा है बच्चा, and RDI भी कर रहे हैं parents. Gradually, suppose the child was going 4 times a week, they reduce it to 3 times and 2 times and one time, then wean it off. We never say don't do it, don't take your child, we never suggest anything. Parents themselves stop it. My child doesn't go to any therapy now. कितने साल हो गए, बहुत साल हो गए. So it gradually weans off because you have learned. Now you work with your child and it is not, ये प्रेशर वाला काम भी नहीं है, बहुत स्लो चलता है. इट्स वेरी स्लो थिंग्स टू डू, बट देन इट, these are the building milestones.
It's such a unique and lovely therapy. Before coming up to my last question, I want you that uh, is there any way that people can get in touch with you to learn, like not a course, because I understand the courses are too long, but for one day or for 1 hour or two
I
hours?
definitely take workshops. I do take workshop for parents, and if there is a group of parent, I do run workshops for the schools, for parents, for the teachers who work in this area. I do work. I do train. I'm also planning to start a support group, and uh, I just want to. So I just wanted to tell you that it is doable. I take workshops. I do take workshops. They can reach out to me. You can share my number, you can share my Instagram handle or LinkedIn or my WhatsApp number, which is fine. They can reach out to me.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'll be sharing your website and your LinkedIn, which is I have with me. Ma'am, my very last question is like what I understood, it can be wrong also, that RDI is only for children or for adults also who are in the spectrum.
It is for adults also. It is for adults also, for children also. The early we start is obviously it really helps, but it is not like, so this is another thing. RDI is based on a very important piece I forgot to tell you is, as I said, it is based on dynamic intelligence of the child, and it is believed that now the studies have come and you can read a lot about it, this neuroplasticity. So brain has capacity to expand and learn at any age. So you can work with with an individual at any age. उसका कोई वो नहीं है कि इतने साल का हो गया आप नहीं हो सकता. Any time. Brain is beautiful organ, it can expand. and you can always create new neural pathways. So RDI works at any age. Yeah, this is another beauty of RDI. We don't
Yes,
believe कि अब इतने साल का हो गया अभी कैसे. You can always start.
exactly, ma'am. Ma'am, I just want to know what exactly is ABA. Like people, general people don't understand what is ABA. So could you throw some light on the same?
Um, so Shraddha, as I don't follow ABA, I will not be able to. I can definitely give you a gist of it. So ABA is also one of the interventions which has been used for long, and now who people who have been through ABA, they also know there are a lot of articles about PTSDs of ABA also. So anyways, I don't want to talk in that way, but what I can definitely tell you is the difference between RDI and ABA. So ABA is very popular, वो भी US से ही है, but it like but then it is very popular also because it was insurance covered in the USA. So certain things which gets insurance covered, they get a lot of popularity also because government sponsor करती है उसको. RDI अभी भी insurance covered नहीं है तो थोड़ा होता है, but lot of people are enrolling in for that. बहुत parents हैं अभी. If I just have to give you in certain points, okay, तो पहली चीज ये कि जैसा मैंने बताया कि who does therapy in ABA and RDI. ABA में थेरेपिस्ट करते हैं, आप जाइए, वो करेंगे और आप आ जाइए. नाउ एबीए ऑल्सो ट्रेन्स पेरेंट्स टू डू एबीए. ओके, तो पेरेंट्स भी एबीए करते हैं, बट अगेन आप कैसे करोगे एज अ थेरेपिस्ट. एंड यू नो, तो जो थेरेपिस्ट आपको जो थेरेपिस्ट कर रहा है वही आप कर रहे हो. आरडीआई में पेरेंट्स करते हैं, पेरेंट्स आर गाइड्स, वी आर नॉट थेरेपिस्ट, एंड दिस इज हाउ वी फोकस, यू नो. एंड ऑल्सो वन थिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, आरडीआई कोई ऐसा बैठ के करेंगे टाइप नहीं है. आप कभी भी इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हो, आपकी लाइफस्टाइल, आपके रूटीन, आपके कल्चर के हिसाब से आप आरडीआई कर सकते हो. घर में कर सकते हो, बाहर कर सकते हो, किचन में कर सकते हो, बच्चे के साथ बच्चे को नहलाते हुए कर सकते हो. सो आरडीआई इज अ वे ऑफ लाइफ विच कैन बी इनकॉर्पोरेटेड. सो कुछ अलग से कुछ करो जैसा कुछ नहीं है. और और इसमें पेरेंट्स और बच्चे का जो रिलेशनशिप है उसको हम सेंट्रल रखते हैं, और उस देन इफ दिस इज बिल्ड, वी डू लॉट ऑफ अदर थिंग्स. सो स्किल्स तो आ ही जाते हैं. So this is one of the difference. Another difference I want to tell you is also ABA, like they focus on behaviors. So क्या होता है कि बच्चे में ये बिहेवियर है, ये नहीं है, इसको बढ़ाना है, this behavior should be increased, this behavior should be decreased. ठीक है, and based on that they have different interventions. They do reinforcements, extension, प्रॉम्प्टिंग है, शेपिंग है, चेनिंग है, और इसके कुछ-कुछ एलिमेंट्स बहुत सुंदर भी हैं, नॉट दैट अच्छा नहीं है, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग हाउ इट इज़ इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इज़ आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. But in RDI, what we do is that how, as a parent, first thing is that in we see behavior as a communication. We don't see behavior as a problem. The child is feeling overwhelmed or confused or whatever, and that is why this behavior is exhibiting. So it is my job as a parent to change my approach, to decrease depending upon the situation, decrease the language, decrease the information, slow down, slow the pace, increase the clarity for the child. So it is my approach to reach out to the child. I will not expect my child to do certain thing because मैंने बोल दिया है. Behavior is not something to be fixed. It is a communication. The child is not able to express and is showing in a different way, and this is something we need to respect. So as an adult, it is my duty, not the child's duty. So this is another thing we really believe in this, and it is very humane program, very soft program, and also, as I said, static versus dynamic thinking. So we focus a lot on dynamism because world is dynamic. एक रोड भी मैं रोज क्रॉस करूंगी ना, तो रोज वो रोड का सिचुएशन डिफरेंट होगा. World is so dynamic. Certain therapies they believe in black and white, उसमें wrong and right answer होता है. एंड देन ग्रे थिंकिंग, जो ग्रे एरिया है उस पे काम नहीं होता है. तो होता क्या है कि वो जो स्टैटिक न्यूरल पाथवेज हैं वो रिजिड होते रहते हैं, वो थिकन होते रहते हैं, बिकॉज यू आर यूजिंग दोज पाथवेज अगेन एंड अगेन. In dynamic thinking we have to use different neural pathways, because कुछ भी problem solving आना चाहिए ना, ये situation है तो क्या करना है, situation तो कुछ भी हो सकती है. So this is what we work upon. There is no right or wrong answer. One problem can have multiple solutions. So this is where we really want our children to think and act upon it. अभी वो गलत भी हो गया decision तो भी वो खुद सोचेंगे कि क्या और करके इसको ठीक कर सकते हैं. This is dynamism. This is what we believe in. And as I think I have covered most of it. um, we don't believe in eye gaze. Like बहुत सारे बोलते हैं बच्चे आंख में नहीं देखते हैं, आई कॉन्टैक्ट इज वीक. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मुझे लगता है आज की जनरेशन में सबका आई कॉन्टैक्ट वीक है. इफ यू आर टॉक टू माई हस्बैंड, वो तो मोबाइल से ऊपर उठ के देख के भी नहीं बात करते हैं. So I think it is very overrated, first of all. Second thing is that why the child should look at me. So now my daughter, she will look at me because there is a meaning in her gaze. Either she's looking for some response for me, or she wants to read my face. Mama क्या देख रही है, mama क्या सोच रही है, mama गुस्सा है क्या, या मैं ऐसे करूं क्या, और some smile, some giggle. So there is a meaning when she looks at me, not because I am asking her look here, look here. Why she should look at me, isn't it? So we see it in a very different way. I mean, I think this is how it has to be.
Yeah, very true. Because I definitely look at my mother that whether she's angry with me, the way I am talking or no. Because in all my life, people can see, I'm seeing my mother. So I can understand it very well. And I feel like I want to learn. It's not that I want to be a consultant, definitely not. But I feel I want to learn because there are so many unique diversity in this RGI as itself in a therapy. And as an individual, I feel that I should learn something more than
Like
engaging. Definitely after this, I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm going to disturb you because
more
I
pleasure, more pleasure.
am.
I
Ma'am,
will be very
there
happy.
was definitely, ma'am, there was few requests that people who wants to learn RDI, not as a practitioner, not as a parents, just for the sake of idea. So, how to get in touch with you? Should I provide your
Yes,
number?
yes, you may give my LinkedIn handle, you may give my phone number, which is fine, which is fine. And I do, as I said, they can enroll as a consultant also with me, or also, as I said, I do take small workshops. But as I said, parents के लिए खास तौर पे just one workshop or certain workshops may not help, because it's a very dynamic thing. तो हम लोग का जो तरीका है वो बहुत dynamic है, and it is very individualized program based on the family's routine, उनका lifestyle, उनका culture, का बच्चे का कहाँ पे है बच्चा इमोशनली एंड मेंटली एंड फिजिकली. तो ये बहुत इंडिविजुअलाइज प्रोग्राम है. तो डेफिनेटली आई कैन टेक वर्कशॉप्स, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि वर्कशॉप्स मे नॉट सफाइज. इट विल गिव एन ओवरव्यू ऑफ आइडिया, लाइक ओवरव्यू आएगा, बट उसके बाद इफ यू रियली वांट टू वर्क ऑन द चाइल्ड, इट इज बेस्ट टू हैव एन आइडिया कंसल्टेंट ऑन बोर्ड.
Yes, ma'am. And I believe you have an offline space which is beautiful name Unblocked. So, could you please say something about that also?
I'm sorry, I didn't get you. What did you say?
About your offline space, which is named as Unblocked.
Acha, हाँ, okay. This is my brand. I mean, this is my company, my organization, Unblock. So it's like un-b-lock. So it is like, you unblock and you unlock both. And so, as I said, I work in three verticals, and I think all converge to, I think it's all about unlocking ourselves. So, as a counseling, also we work on emotions and the things which, keep us locked somewhere, perhaps. um, as Arya consultant also, it is like unlocking and unblocking the potential of a child emotions, and for us also. And also as a trainer also, my I always try to, work on these barriers or blockages somewhere. I think these are the barriers which always keep us, hesitant or thoda पीछे रहते हैं कई बार. I think it's just about unlocking the potential, unblocking the emotions. So
Yes, your company name is too beautiful. The moment I was like, it like it is too eye catchy. At the same time, people can understand the meaning. that as a counselor, what are the works you do, people can understand that. So we are running almost of time. So thank you so much, ma'am. Like
My interest.
for coming up, thank you so much. I wish I could connect with you offline someday so that I can meet so many lovely people. Though
Thank you
our
so much.
connection has been built, but still ऑफलाइन कनेक्शन साथ तो वो होता ही है ना ऑफलाइन कनेक्शन वेयर आई कैन टच यू as a therapist, as a consultant, as my dear friend, or as a mentor. So
Thank you, Shraddha.
definitely, if I get the privilege, I am going to meet with you anytime
Thank you.
offline. So thank you so much, ma'am, for coming up, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a lovely weekend ahead. Thank you.
You too.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. Bye
Bye,
bye.
ma'am.